As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner, YouGov, offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Because since we're on this sort of public markets topic,
Jeff,
pour one out for those.
Pour one out for Jeff's trade on Allied.
It was a good trade.
Tell us.
They're trading for less than the cash value. I mean, this is a decidedly.
Do you want to introduce the story, Jeff?
I don't necessarily want to introduce the story, but they're currently this is a negative story for the esports space. If you think about it, they're trading currently for less than the cash value on their balance sheet, which means that the public market is currently valuing the esports assets of Allied Esports at negative $25 million.
So let's just give some background here. So Allied Esports, public company, had two major sort of assets. One was World Poker Tour. The other was their Allied Esports assets, like the big stadium they've got in Las Vegas. And they sold the World Poker Tour assets. That's what this article's about. They completed the sale of the World Poker Tour asset to Element Partners, which is a private equity group. They sold it for $105 million, which means they received $105 million in cash. And today, what's interesting is two things. One, the company is trading at, I believe, like an $85 million market cap. Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong.
It was like 81 by the end of the day, I think.
81 million. And the CEO resigned today. So Frank stepped down as CEO of Allied. Any thoughts here on why, there's an obvious thought here, which is it's just a timing issue, right? Like the sale just closed. At some point, the stock goes up and recognizes that there's 105 million of cash in this business, and therefore it should trade at around 105 million market cap. Does anyone think this is just a timing issue, or is the market really punishing the value of these esports assets? Jeff?
I want to drink those views.
I think the market is punishing the value of the esports assets, and I think the market is to some extent getting it right because these esports assets are burning a lot of cash. So that 105 million, I imagine they're burning. I don't want to say a number because I'll be wrong, but they're burning a decent amount. So I want to say it's upwards of 10 million a year. So if they can't offload these assets, which I know they are currently going through a process of trying to do that, that 105 million will then become 95 million or less. So the market is not necessarily wrong here. Now I know that what Allied is trying to do is they're trying to basically become like a SPAC again, and their chairman Lyle Berman, is a serial entrepreneur, wealthy guy, and I think that's his plan, is to basically take that 105 million and deploy it elsewhere, not within esports. So the esports assets are a little bit of like an orphaned child right now, where they're not really part of I wouldn't be surprised if they changed their name from Allied Esports to something Acquisition Corp in the next few weeks. I'm not even joking. I think that they actually will, because I don't think they have any intention of operating the esports business, over the medium term. So we'll see what they do with those assets, but I don't think it's part of their go forward plan.
I mean, who's a buyer here for these assets? I mean, the stadium's named HyperX, right? HyperX is now owned by HP. Would HP go pick up that stadium and the esports assets, given that
they have one already, right? I mean, do they need another?
No, this is their. They're paying for the naming rights of the stadium.
This is for the Pyramid in Vegas, right?
Correct.
The
Right.
Luxor,
This is that stadium's owned by Allied Esports. HyperX pays for the naming rights.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Instead of paying for the name right, why not just buy the asset? If there's a fire sale opportunity here, why not HyperX be, way more vertically integrated than just an accessories maker? Does it make any sense? Like, I don't know. Who do these esports assets go to, Jeff?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, I don't know exactly who the buyer is. They kind of, they put this high value production studio in Las Vegas, and I think it's become a little bit of a white elephant project where they spent $25 or $30 million building it, and it just kind of can't really support that. And I think there's a decent rent on the property as well. So it's not it's not just the sunk cost. There is an operating cost aspect of it that I'm not sure you can really cover. They do have some esports trucks that are pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen those. They you can send them to different events. So I think there's some value there. But it's not clear. I don't think they've really built much of a brand within the esports space that I think there's a lot of people that are clamoring, to go out and acquire them. There's some good people that work there. Like, I know Judd is their CEO. Like, I think he's pretty well respected in the space, but it's not clear who the obvious buyer is.
So you don't think we ever see Allied Esports trading at its cash value
once they get rid of the esports assets?
It's a little weird to think about that.